Leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, has said that his party remains committed to contesting the upcoming elections on its own.
We have been authorized by our executive to enter into discussion with other parties. We believe that with some parties, it is better to have documented the parameters of our engagement just so that we are all on the same page. However, there is no change in our commitment to enter into these elections on our own if necessary, and any parties which will engage with us in the interest of the country.
He said that the agreement signed with APNU on Tuesday is on life support. He said that the agreement will, at the exploratory stage, see if the two groups can collaborate.
The second phase is dependent on whether or not we had a successful conclusion to the first phase. In relation to your second question, I would only say that trust and confidentiality for us are particularly important.
On the position of leader of the coalition, Hughes said that it's not a foregone conclusion that Aubrey Norton will be the leader.
There has to be a mechanism for identifying, assuming that it gets out of life support and gets back on its feet. There has to be a mechanism and a process for identifying the leadership. For us, that process has to be driven by scientific means, polls and other criteria. If and when we get there, I'm sure we'll address that.
The agreement signed would extend to March 31st. This is the date when the parties have agreed whether negotiations will continue. He also elaborated on the issue of the agreement being on life support.
There have been developments which have caused us to pause. Now, anything that is in life support, the fact that it's in life support, I think holds out that there's always hope and promise that we will move from that position to one that is positive. But of course, there's an equal possibility of a movement in a less than favorable direction.
Hughes said that there is a confidentiality clause in the agreement that could determine if the agreement comes out of life support.
And I would not seek to want to breach that by disclosing what those conditions would necessarily be at this point. I think it has the risk of being far more prejudicial than helpful to the process. So for
lead negotiator is Jamaican Alton Stewart.
Mr. Stewart was chosen because of his excellent track record, his experience. He has advised parties in Jamaica successfully that have won elections there on several occasions. He has advised parties elsewhere. And we, as a result of our long relationship with him and our experiences with him, are fully confident that he is capable, more than capable, of assisting us at this stage.
AFC Executive Member David Patterson said that the first stage was limited to issues related to the Guyana Elections Commission.
What was agreed to was a two-stage process, and stage one was simply limited to the issues of GCOM, because we do feel that the GCOM and GCOM proprietariness needs a joint opposition approach, and as well as questions of policies. It has nothing phase one, which it has zero to do with presidential candidates or any such things. And just for clarity, and should stage one have been successfully done and executed, that as the leaders say, until we could see if we could move on to stage two.